Most people over 60 are told to eat more nuts. They're healthy. They're full of good fats. And that's true, partly. But here's something almost nobody talks about. Some of those healthy nuts can quietly drain the minerals your bones need to stay strong. Yes, the very snack you trust to protect your heart or brain could be weakening your bones without you realizing it. Now, that doesn't mean you should stop eating nuts. In fact, the right ones can do wonders for your bone density. They can even help your body absorb calcium more efficiently and keep inflammation down. But here's the catch. Not all nuts are created equal. Some are rich in bone-loving nutrients like magnesium, boron, and omega-3s, while others are high in compounds that actually block calcium absorption or leach minerals from your bones over time. And that difference can quietly decide whether your next bone scan shows progress or another decline. So in this video, we'll uncover the 5 worst nuts that can slowly drain bone density after 60%, the 5 best nuts that actually protect, strengthen, and rebuild your bones naturally, and how to enjoy your favorite snacks without harming your bone health. If you've ever thought I'm doing everything right, taking calcium, exercising, so why are my bones still thinning? You'll want to stay till the end because what you'll learn today may change the way you snack forever. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which nuts to avoid, which to embrace, and how to combine them for the perfect bone strengthening mix, all backed by real nutritional science. So grab your favorite handful of nuts. Just maybe not the ones we're about to talk about, and let's dive in. Your bones may feel solid, but they're actually living tissue constantly being broken down and rebuilt. Every single day, millions of bone cells are at work, removing old tissue and replacing it with new. When you're younger, that process stays in perfect balance. But after 60 years, the scale tips, hormonal changes, especially the drop in estrogen for women and testosterone for men, slow down bone rebuilding. At the same time, the body becomes less efficient at absorbing key minerals like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. That means even if you're taking your supplements faithfully, a good portion might not actually reach your bones. And here's where many people get frustrated. They do everything right. They take calcium pills. They eat their salads, maybe even a handful of nuts every day, and yet their bone scan keeps showing decline. The reason often isn't how much calcium they take, but how their diet helps or blocks its use. Some foods, including certain nuts, are rich in natural compounds called oxalates and phytates. These sound harmless, but they can bind to calcium in your gut, forming crystals your body can't absorb. In simple terms, it's like locking your calcium in a box and throwing away the key. So while you're eating healthy, your bones might still be starving for nutrients. Now, not all nuts are bad. In fact, some are incredible allies for bone health. They're packed with magnesium, which helps activate vitamin D, the key that allows calcium to enter your bones. Others contain boron, zinc, and trace minerals that act like little construction workers, repairing and strengthening bone tissue. Think of your bones like a construction site. Calcium is the bricks, but magnesium, vitamin D, and boron are the builders, the blueprint, and the scaffolding. If one of them doesn't show up, construction slows or stops completely. That's why many people over 60 feel stuck. They're giving their body bricks, but not the workers to build with them. So yes, calcium matters, but it's not the whole story. What really counts is how well your diet supports the body's ability to use it. And surprisingly, your favorite snacks can either make or break that process. In the next section, we'll uncover the 5 nuts that quietly work against your bone density, the ones that may be blocking absorption, leaching minerals, or tipping your calcium balance in the wrong direction. Some of them might already be in your pantry right now, and you'll want to know why they made the list. The 5 worst nuts for bone density. Now that you know how your bones work, let's look at the surprising part, the nuts that might be quietly stealing your bone strength. Most of them seem perfectly healthy on the surface. They're high in protein, fiber, and good fats, but some also come with compounds that block calcium or reduce your body's ability to use it. Let's go through the 5 biggest culprits. 1. Almonds. Almonds are one of the most popular snacks for people over 60. They're crunchy, filling, and known for heart benefits. But few people know they're also very high in oxalates, especially if you eat them daily. Oxalates bind with calcium in your gut and form crystals that pass out of your body instead of being absorbed. In moderation, almonds are fine, but when you snack on them by the handful every day, they can slowly interfere with calcium absorption. If your bone density numbers are dropping despite your healthy diet, and you eat a lot of almonds, this might be one silent reason. 2. Cashews. Cashews taste creamy and mild, but they're also rich in phytates, another natural compound that blocks mineral absorption. Phytates bind to calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc, 4 key nutrients your bones rely on. When you eat too many cashews without soaking or roasting them properly, your body absorbs far less of those minerals. They also tend to be salted or roasted in oil, which can add excess sodium, and high sodium diets are known to increase calcium loss through urine. So while an occasional cashew or two is fine, large portions, especially salted ones, can slowly drain your mineral balance. 3. Peanuts. This one shocks most people. Technically, peanuts aren't even nuts. They're legumes, like beans, and they contain lectins and phytates that can block nutrient absorption when eaten in excess. Peanuts can also cause low-grade inflammation in some people, especially if they're sensitive or allergic without knowing it. Chronic inflammation makes it harder for your body to rebuild bone tissue. If you love peanut butter, choose a natural, unsweetened type and limit portions. Otherwise, you might be adding more stress to your bones than support. 4. Pine nuts. Pine nuts are small but dense in omega-6 fatty acids, which, in excess, can increase inflammation if your omega-3 intake is low. Bone health thrives on balance. Too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3 can increase the rate of bone breakdown. Pine nuts also have relatively low levels of magnesium compared to other nuts, giving you more calories than bone-building nutrients. So, if you sprinkle them over salads daily, consider switching them out a few times a week with walnuts or chia for a better omega balance. 5. Walnuts in excess. Now this might sound odd. Walnuts are famous for brain and heart health. And yes, they're great in small amounts. But here's the hidden risk. Walnuts are also acid-forming in the body. When eaten in large quantities, their high phosphorus and omega-6 content can slightly shift your body's acid-base balance. When your body becomes too acidic, it may pull calcium out of your bones to neutralize it. It's a subtle process, but over months or years, it can matter, especially if you're not balancing walnuts with alkaline foods like vegetables or calcium-rich snacks. So walnuts aren't bad, but they should be part of a balanced mix, not your main nut every day. So, to recap, almonds, high oxalates; cashews, high phytates and sodium risk; peanuts, lectins, phytates, and possible inflammation; pine nuts, omega-6 imbalance; walnuts, acid load when overdone. None of these are toxic. The problem is frequency and balance. If you rotate your nuts, soak them before eating, and pair them with greens or yogurt, you can lower those risks dramatically. But understanding which ones to limit gives your bones a huge advantage. Because next, we'll flip the script and talk about the 5 nuts that actually protect your bone density, supplying the minerals and healthy fats that keep your skeleton strong well into your 70s and beyond. The 5 best nuts to strengthen bones naturally. Now that we've seen which nuts to be careful with, let's talk about the ones that actually build bone density. The true heroes for people over 60. These nuts are rich in minerals your bones crave, help reduce inflammation, and even support the hormones that keep bone-building cells active. The best part, you don't need much, just a small handful daily can make a meaningful difference over time. Let's start with number 1. 1. Walnuts, the anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Yes, walnuts were on the watch list. When eaten in excess but in the right amount, they're a bone-strengthening gem. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which help fight inflammation and slow down the rate of bone breakdown. They also contain copper and manganese, 2 trace minerals essential for collagen formation, the flexible framework your bones are built on. Just 4 to 5 halves a day is enough to support your joints and bone strength. Combine them with a source of vitamin D like a morning walk or a boiled egg, and you give your bones the nutrients they need to rebuild. 2. Brazil nuts. The selenium shield. Brazil nuts are small but mighty. They're one of the richest natural sources of selenium, a mineral that acts like a rust protector for your bones. Selenium reduces oxidative stress, one of the hidden factors behind bone loss and inflammation. They're also high in magnesium, which helps activate vitamin D so your body can absorb calcium effectively. But there's one rule, just 2. Brazil nuts a day is enough. They're very high in selenium, so more isn't better here. It's about balance. Think of them as your daily bone insurance policy in snack form. 3. Sesame seeds and tahini. The calcium boosters. Sesame seeds are one of nature's best non-dairy calcium sources. 1 tablespoon of sesame provides roughly 90 milligrams of calcium, plus magnesium and zinc. For people who can't tolerate milk or cheese, sesame is a simple way to get steady calcium support. The best part is, the calcium in sesame seeds is more bioavailable when the seeds are roasted or ground, which is why tahini sesame paste is such a great option. You can drizzle tahini over toast or salads for a creamy, bone-friendly boost that your body actually uses. 4. Chia seeds. The mini mineral bombs. Tiny as they are, chia seeds are packed with calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and boron, 4 key nutrients that support bone mineralization. They also contain plant-based omega-3s, which reduce inflammation and keep bone turnover in balance. Unlike some nuts, chia's oxalate content is low, meaning your body can absorb the calcium easily. The easiest way to enjoy them: stir a spoonful into yogurt or oatmeal, or soak them overnight in milk for a soft chia pudding like breakfast that feeds your bones before your day begins. 5. Hazelnuts. The hormone helpers. Hazelnuts are rich in vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy monounsaturated fats that support hormone balance. Especially important for bone health after menopause or andropause. They also contain arginine, an amino acid that improves blood flow, ensuring nutrients actually reach your bone tissue. Hazelnuts may not be as trendy as almonds or cashews, but they deliver a balanced nutrient profile without the oxalate or phytate overload. Think of them as the quiet achievers of the nut family: gentle, balanced, and bone-friendly. So here's the takeaway. Walnuts fight inflammation and support collagen. Brazil nuts provide selenium and magnesium. Sesame adds absorbable calcium. Chia brings the full mineral package. Hazelnuts support hormone balance and blood flow. If you rotate these through your week, your bones get everything they need: strength, flexibility, and steady renewal. Try this simple mix. 2. Brazil nuts. 4 walnut halves. 1 tablespoon sesame or tahini. 1 teaspoon chia. And a small handful of hazelnuts. That's less than 200 calories, but it's a powerhouse of bone nutrition. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to think of it as medicine. It's just food, tasty, comforting, and doing good for your body every single day. Up next, we'll show you how to combine these in your daily meals and snacks, so your body absorbs the most benefit, and how to balance them. If you're already taking supplements, you've now seen which nuts to limit and which ones can become your daily bone protectors. Before we go deeper into how to put it all together, I'd love to hear from you. Which nut surprised you the most today? Was it almonds being too high in oxalates, or the power of just 2 Brazil nuts a day? Drop your answer in the comments. Your feedback really helps shape the next videos here on Senior Wellness. And if this is useful so far, please take a quick second to like this video and subscribe. It tells YouTube, this content helps real people like you, and it means the world to our small channel. Alright, let's move on to your bone building action plan. Step 1. Choose quality over quantity. When it comes to nuts, freshness matters. Old, oxidized nuts lose nutrients and can even cause mild inflammation. Buy small batches enough for 1 or 2 weeks and store them in airtight jars or in the fridge. Avoid heavily salted or sugar-coated nuts. The goal is to protect your bones, not add more sodium or processed oils. Look for raw or lightly roasted options, or even better, soaked and dried ones, which reduce oxalates and phytates naturally. Step 2. Rotate. Don't repeat. Don't eat the same nut every day. Your bones benefit from variety because different nuts bring different minerals. For example, Monday, walnuts plus sesame. Tuesday, hazelnuts plus chia. Wednesday, Brazil nuts plus a sprinkle of sesame or tahini. Thursday, walnuts plus chia. Friday, mixed handful of all 5 good nuts. Rotation not only balances nutrients, it also keeps your digestion happy and your diet interesting. Step 3. Pair nuts with the right friends. Nuts do their best work when they're paired with the right foods. Try combining them with vitamin C-rich fruits like berries or kiwi to boost collagen production, leafy greens or yogurt to provide calcium synergy, a bit of sunlight to activate vitamin D and enhance absorption. For example, breakfast could be Greek yogurt topped with chia and crushed walnuts. Lunch, a salad with sesame or tahini dressing. And for an afternoon snack, 2. Brazil nuts and a handful of hazelnuts. Simple, tasty, and quietly powerful for your bones. Step 4. Support absorption naturally. Even the best diet won't help if your body can't absorb nutrients. To support absorption, stay hydrated, limit excessive caffeine or soda, which can increase calcium loss, and try short walks or gentle resistance exercise. Both stimulate bone-building cells naturally. Your bones respond to movement just like your muscles do. A bit of motion tells your body, hey, I still need strong bones here. Step 5. The 5-minute daily habit. If this all feels like a lot, here's the easy version. Every day, spend just 5 minutes preparing your bone mix. Combine 4 walnut halves, 2 Brazil nuts, 1 teaspoon chia, 1 tablespoon roasted sesame, or a drizzle of tahini, and a small handful of hazelnuts. Toss them in a jar, shake it up, and enjoy a spoonful whenever you need a quick snack. That's it, one simple daily routine that quietly feeds your bones, hormones, and joints all at once. And over time, you'll notice the difference not just in your bone scan, but in how steady, strong, and balanced you feel each day. Food doesn't replace medical advice, but it's one of the most powerful ways to support your body. Every bite can either build you up or chip away slowly. And the best part, you have the choice, every day, to build. Now, before we wrap up, let's clear up a few common questions, because I know many of you are probably wondering about these. Can I still eat peanuts? Yes, in moderation. Peanuts aren't evil. They're just not as bone-friendly as others. If you enjoy peanut butter, go for the natural, unsweetened kind, just peanuts and salt. No sugar or hydrogenated oils. And rotate it with other nuts like walnuts or hazelnuts for a better mineral balance. Are roasted nuts bad for bones? Not necessarily. Light roasting can actually reduce oxalates and phytates, making nutrients more absorbable. The problem is over-roasting or adding too much salt and oil. So, choose dry roasted or lightly toasted nuts, warm enough to bring out flavor, but not burnt or coated. What about nut butters or mixed trail snacks? Nut butters are great when they're pure and simple, just nuts, maybe a pinch of salt. But most trail mixes are packed with sugar, chocolate, or salty coatings, which offset all the benefits. Your bones love real, whole food. The closer to natural, the better. Now let's bring it all together. You've learned the 5 nuts to limit: almonds, cashews, peanuts, pine nuts, and too many walnuts. Each of these, when eaten excessively or prepared poorly, can quietly reduce your bone strength. And you've met the 5 nuts to embrace: walnuts in moderation, Brazil nuts, sesame, chia, and hazelnuts. Together, they give your body the magnesium, calcium, boron, and healthy fats your bones need to stay strong naturally, safely, and deliciously. When you rotate them weekly, soak or lightly roast them, and pair them with colorful foods, you're not just eating better, you're actively helping your body rebuild from the inside out. So, next time you grab a handful of nuts, pause for a second and think, is this helping my bones or quietly draining them? You now have the knowledge and the power to make that choice. If this video helped you, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's also working on their bone health. Your support helps Senior Wellness keep creating evidence-based videos designed for your age, your needs, and your goals. And tell us in the comments, which nut will you start adding or removing from your routine this week? Remember, every small change counts. Your bones are alive, responsive, and ready to grow stronger, starting with your next handful of nuts.